What's up, guys? It is Friday, January 22nd, and you know what that means. It is the eve of UFC 257. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 2 will be happening in less than 36 hours. I am super stoked. It has been a while since I've been this excited. It's been a while since we've had a major card like this, so I know you guys have a ton of questions. Let's just jump right into them. Question number one comes from 240-pound Volkanovski, which is a phenomenal Twitter name. He wants to know, do you think if McGregor wins, we'll see a legitimate run at lightweight? And if he loses, does he still keep the same energy? If he wins, I mean, there's no reason for him to stop the pursuit of the 155-pound title. I think that he sounds very believable with everything he's been saying this week. He's definitely got a different demeanor, the similar one to what we saw in the Cowboy fight. But now he's got an opponent in front of him in Dustin Poirier, who they have history. They've exchanged trash talk, both of them. Plenty of it when they fought each other, and plenty of it afterwards. And to see him kind of take that step back, take a more sportsman approach, makes me think he's much more serious, much more focused on getting that lightweight title, putting himself in a position for a title shot than he is about the big fights outside the division or the fight promotion or who he can talk smack with or make the most money with. Just for now. I don't think it will always be that way. I think that if he loses, he will keep that same energy. I think that he's trying to rebuild his brand partially too with all the legal stuff that has gone on over the years. And the inactivity. I think he's just trying to get people to focus on him as a fighter, which is ultimately the base of his brand. So we'll see what happens on Saturday. Win or lose, I think he's trying to vie for gold. And Dustin Poirier is a tough task in front of him. He's got to take care of him first. Question number two comes from my buddy Daniel Lopez, who asks, who do you think is next for Michael Chandler if he gets past Dan Hooker? 155-pound division right now is a tricky puzzle. But it's a good puzzle to have because the top of the division is not only some of the biggest names, but some of the most elite fighters in the sport. If Michael Chandler gets through Dan Hooker, I think he puts himself into the elite of the elite of the elite in the conversation for a title shot. I mean, Charles Oliveira is there. I think it's undeniable that he's going to get a major opportunity next. I think the winner of Conor versus Dustin obviously elevates themselves into a similar position. And unlike if Dan Hooker wins, I think Michael Chandler, if he wins, will put himself in that conversation as the guy that could fight Khabib should Khabib return, or mix and match Oliveira, winner Conor and Poirier, and Michael Chandler, then you got your vacant title fight right there. I don't think Justin Gaethje, if he fights Nate Diaz next, will be the guy that either of those guys would be elevated to the title status. I think Hooker, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him as well. He's an excellent fighter that doesn't get the respect that he deserves, but he did have that recent loss to Dustin Poirier, which I think will hurt him. So Chandler, big name, coming in, first UFC fight. I think that the fact that he hasn't fought before helps him a lot because we haven't seen a ceiling really. So we'll see what happens, but I think Chandler elevates himself into at least at minimum a title eliminator should he win on Saturday. Final question comes from a major fan of the show, Johnny Cotton, who asks, obviously this pandemic has caused so many hardships around the world and in the sport of MMA. But looking into it, do you see any positive things that this closed-door bubble era has brought to the sport? That's a great question. It's a little more powerful maybe than some of the fight banter we usually have, the stuff kind of for fun, the questions that are sent in. So I appreciate you sending it. And I think there are silver linings to be found. Obviously, the biggest thing that sticks out to me is perseverance. I think the fighters, everybody involved with this sport has persevered, somewhat made some serious sacrifices to be able to have fights be put on, to partake in fights, to cover fights, to make the machine run. So I do credit them. I think a lot of people involved in the sport from the executive side have done a good job of setting up pandemic protocol. That's obviously a very new thing, I think, to everyone. And it seems like the final product was very safe, especially when you look at the other sports. I think the UFC is just as safe as anyone, if not safer. So, and that goes for all MMA, Bellator, everybody. So there's that aspect of it. But I hope that there's a newfound respect for the fighters too, because I think from the entertainment side of things, we didn't really realize how important seeing people punch each other in the head was, right? I think back to the first few weeks when we were stuck in the pandemic and everybody's kind of getting used to the new way of life. It felt like such a void, right, when there was nothing going on. So I definitely have a newfound respect. I hope a lot of viewers do too, and These people are trying to go out there and make their livelihoods, and they put their health on the line even more. So shout out to them, and hopefully this thing's over sooner rather than later, and we can stop talking about it, go back to the normal way of life, and just kind of walk away with the newfound appreciation.